Hello everyone, this is Angel Bernice at projectmanagers.org Expert Talk. Today we have a special guest. She's Girija, and she's going to talk to us about managing time delays in projects. Girija is a project management consultant, trainer in PMP, and also a Prince 2 trainer. Hello Girija, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you, Angel. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Okay, well, let's start with our interview. Time delays are frequent in project management, Girija. Is it possible to avoid time delays, or is it better to learn to manage them?
Yes, Angel. It is true that time delays are frequent in project management. To answer your query, I would cite examples of very big, successful, incredible projects which are completed on time and within budget. Now, such examples include the Rotterdam Port Expansion Project in Netherlands, which spanned for about 10 years and adopted Prince 2 methodology. It was completed within time and budget. It was a 2.9 billion euro project which aimed at enlargement of the current port by 75%, especially for new container ships. It is the largest port in Europe and want to stay as the largest port in Europe. Now, knowledge and experience helped to complete this project on time. Another example I could quote is London Olympics project of 2012, for which theme was Inspire a Generation, we all know. Fully integrated project management was crucial to ensure that the complex program of work was delivered within time and budget by the delivery authority of Olympics. Now, another example I have is the Pan-African E-Network project, which is an initiative by India government to connect all the 53 nations of African Union by a satellite and fiber optic network. And this aimed at giving effective communication for tele-education, telemedicine, internet, video conferencing, VoIP services, and also supporting e-governance, e-commerce, infotainment, resource mapping, etc. Now, Pan-African E-Network project is funded by India government and is implemented agency is GCIL, a public sector telecommunication industry. Now, all this data which I have quoted is the published data by respective authorities. So all these examples are giving us that it is possible to avoid time delays through professional project management methods along with knowledge and experience. So during the course of the project, there will be time delays, but we should learn how to manage them so that we will be meeting the end delivery date. That is my opinion.
Okay, thank you. What should we do to prevent time delays?
Now, effective planning is the first step towards preventing time delays. We all know schedule management plan is part of project management plan. Now, schedule management plan will select a scheduling methodology, scheduling tool, and also set the format and criteria for developing and controlling project schedule. Now, how do we arrive at a proper schedule? Now, there are different steps. The first step is to identify all the activities which are required to produce the deliverables. A well-defined scope and also good work breakdown structure is necessary for this. The project deliverables, assumptions and constraints from project's baseline are considered for this. And next step would be sequencing these activities to determine the logical relationship among the activities. Now, when activities are sequenced, the lead time and the lag time of activities are considered to get a realistic project schedule. And the third step is estimating the activity resources. So estimate the type and quantity of resource which include people, material, equipment, and supplies required to complete the activity. Now, in this process, we have to look at resource calendar to ensure the availability of resources. Attributes such as resource skill set, experience level, geographical locations from where they are originating are also to be considered. And also we have to look at alternative analysis because many scheduled activities will have alternative ways of accomplishment. And next step would be estimating the activity duration. We estimate the number of work periods required to complete each activity. We can use different methods of estimating like analog estimating, parametric estimating, 3-point estimates, etc. Also, it is important we should have the contingency reserve. It may be a percentage of the estimated activity duration, a fixed number of minutes, or may be developed using quantitative analysis methods. Thus, we develop the schedule. So, analyzing activity sequences, duration, resource requirements, schedule constraints, and will be considered to create the project schedule. And it is not a one-step method. Developing an acceptable project schedule is an iterative process. After creating the project schedule, yes, monitoring and controlling the project progress and managing changes to the schedule is equally important throughout the life of the project. So in this way, having a proper planning and also monitoring and controlling the progress of the project, we can avoid time delays.
Okay. What should we do to manage when they occur?
Okay. Now we have the schedule baseline, and when we compare the schedule baseline with the actual results, then we can see whether there is a corrective action is required and what extent of corrective action will be done when delays occur. Now, if we look at Prince2 methodology, we know there is an exception process which is well defined. As the project is performed in stages, if the stage level tolerances are exceeded, project manager has to raise an exception. And if project level tolerances are exceeded, project board has to raise an exception. And based on the exception plan, decision will be taken for further improvement. Now, it can be a premature closure also sometimes. So if it is found that the project is not viable and not worthwhile to continue with the project. Now, if you look at earned value management method, schedule variance and schedule performance index are calculated to determine the magnitude of variations. And major delay in a non-critical path may have a little effect on a project schedule, while much shorter delay on a critical or near critical path may require an immediate action. And in critical chain method, difference between the buffer needed and buffer remaining can determine whether corrective action is appropriate. And in major delays, the concerned stakeholders need to be informed about the variation and also about the corrective action plan which is adopted. Now, if we look at Agile Scrum method, we can see that the duration of the sprint is fixed. So if there is a time delay, it is the scope which is going to be impacted. So actions we take based on time delays depending on the magnitude of the delay and also the type of project management methodology we have adopted.
Okay, thank you very much, Girija. Now, what techniques can we use to regain the time lost?
Okay, there are different techniques adopted to regain the time lost. I will explain you some of them. Resource leveling. Now, this is to optimize the distribution of work among the resources. Now, this ensures that some of the resources are not overloaded with work and some are not without work. Now, another technique is what-if scenario analysis, which is used to review various scenarios to bring the schedule in alignment with the original plan. Now, adjusting leads and lags. You know, leads would be the overlapping between tasks, while lags will be the delay. So they are adjusted for the project activities that are behind to bring them in alignment with the plan. And we have the schedule completion techniques, which are used to bring project activities that are behind schedule to align with the plan. Now, the examples include additional resource allocation, approving overtime, expediting activities on the critical path, etc. And but these are called crashing, but this will bring about increased cost. And we can run activities parallelly also, that is to reduce, that is called the fast tracking method, but this will increase the risk. So schedule variance analysis, review the progress report and review performance measures and modification to the project schedule can result in change requests to the schedule baseline. So in some cases, schedule delays can be so severe that the development of a new target schedule with forecasted start and finish date is also needed to provide a realistic data for directing the work.
Okay, my next question is now, how do we manage costs for compensating the time lost?
Now we have seen different techniques which we use to compensate for the time lost. Now, this process, maybe we have to look at the cost factor also, because some of the methods will increase the cost. So we adopt methods like cash, where more resources are added. This will impact the cost baseline, and the baseline need to be updated. So in choosing the schedule compression method, the cost schedule trade-offs are analyzed to determine how to obtain the greatest amount of compression for the best incremental cost.
Okay. Well, the last question. Is there any final advice or tip would you like to share with our project managers?
Okay. So to manage delays in projects, effective planning and estimation is required. Constant monitoring and control will help to take active action as and when needed. Adopting professional project management methodologies coupled with experience and knowledge, the project delays can be avoided. That is from my side.
Okay, thank you very much, Girija, for being here today in projectmanagers.org Expert Talk. It's been a great pleasure, and I hope to see you again.
Thank you, Angel. Thank you.
Bye.